to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we talk about taboo topics to make them normal and acceptable. I'm your host, Simona Spark, and I'm so happy that you are here. We are about to get naked by stripping away insecurities, judgments, and all kinds of limitations to reveal the essence of who we really are, Bear. Bold, authentic, radical, express. Let's go. Hey, let's start with celebrations. I'm celebrating with elderberry tea. Cheers, everyone. Welcome back for those of you that have been here before. And for those of you that just landed here for the first time, I am so happy that you find me and you found this space. And I want to thank all of you for being here, for your energy, for your contribution, for your feedback, for your suggestions, for your comments. Thank you. This week, I'm particularly pumped up because the King Dungeon is open. Oh my God, it's my first men workshop that I ever created. So please do open the show notes and find the link to this workshop. It's designed for men. And by men, I mean all of you that have a penis, right? All genders and all sexual orientation are welcome and are invited. But this particular space is designed for those of you that have a penis. So the Queen's Dungeon, it's also in the making. That one, it's not open yet. We're gonna open it in a few days. So don't worry, those of you that have a vulva, don't worry, there is a space for you as well. I can't wait to see how this is gonna go. But I will tell you this, it is gonna be straightforward, transparent, unfiltered, uncensored, and unapologetic. We're gonna say the damn things, right? With no social media police. And the main intention is one, how to heal whatever insecurities, emotional trauma, sexual trauma, to release all that so we could step into our body and access the full sexual, magical, masculine potential of experiencing pleasure beyond your genitalia. So this is not a training. I'm not going to teach you how to have sex. This is a workshop. I'm going to give you concrete tools and practices for what to do, when to do it, how to do it, in order for you to get into your body, release the pain, access the potential, and experience mind-blowing pleasure. That's the goal. So I can't wait to see you there. Open the show notes, please register, and let's just all become better lovers, right? Okay, so for this podcast, I want to pause just for a little bit at the healing part. So two things are happening. One, we are way too smart. And we believe that if we figure out everything in our mind, then we have it all sorted. And healing doesn't work like that. Just because we understand why we behave how we behave, where the trauma is coming from, where the triggers are coming from, that doesn't mean that we get to heal it, and that doesn't mean that we get to change how we behave moving forward. So knowledge doesn't mean behavior changing. So one thing, a lot of people think that just because they have it figured out or they understand, that means that they could heal. They cannot. You can't do the healing in the brain. You can heal the emotional, the past pain, the sexual trauma, whatever trauma that is sorted in your body. You cannot heal it by sitting into your head. So that's one thing. And the other thing is we learn and we believe that healing is painful. That's what they tell us. That's what we experience. Those are the evidences that we collect, that every time we go through some healing, it's painful. And what happened is the main reason why most people won't do the inner work. Most people won't do the healing. Because who the hell don't want to experience pain? Nobody. So people might find all kind of sophisticated, plausible excuses and strategy why they do not do the healing. But underneath of everything is like they just want to avoid pain. And if we learn and if we believe the healing is painful, our brain is always going to send us some great excuses why we should not go into the healing, just to protect us to not experience pain. Does this make sense? So what I'm inviting you into those dungeons, the Queen Dungeon and the King Dungeon, is to give you tools and practices in which you could heal through pleasure. Heal through pleasure. Yes. I'm the first guinea pig of this work. And specifically healing my sexual trauma, it was a painful journey and triggering, very triggering. And for me, it's all culminated in the outer world with publishing my story, publishing my memoir, Raising My Voice, the memoir of an immigrant. So I thought that I have it all figured out. I went through the process. I did therapy. I have my coaches. I did a lot of healing. I understood all the triggers. I went through all of them, cleaned all of them, right? And got it into a place where, got my story and my past into a place where I could put it black on white of paper and publish it, like make it visible to the whole world to read, right? And I thought it's done. And it wasn't. The next layer of healing, it started after that, and specifically healing my relationship with my body, healing my relationship with my sexuality, healing my relationship with men. And guess what? I really want to do it and kind of don't want to do it, right? Because I used to think like how much a girl could take. How much healing it still require, how much pain do I need to go through, how many triggers, right? They're all painful and they're uncomfortable and they're not cute and fun. So to get to discover that healing my relationship with my own sexuality actually have me unpack the most powerful energy there is, the sexual energy. And now I could take that energy to heal anything else. Now, if this might sound too woo-woo to you, that's okay. Don't worry about it. But I want to invite you into this simple concept. Whatever emotions, whatever pain from the past, whatever trauma, I think we could all agree that they are stored in our body, right? So what does healing do? The healing process is required to be present in our body. So imagine this. Here you are getting into your body, determined, committed, willing to do the inner work. We go in, right? And we have to sit with all these pieces. They're not comfortable, right? Here's the trauma, here's the pain, here's the trigger, here's the judgment, here's the guilt, here's the shame, here's the fear. None of that feel good, right? But then imagine to have the tools and practices that through accessing your sexual energy, your sensuality, your sensitivity, transmuting all this dark energies, right? Imagine like a shower, right? The sexual pleasure is like washing over all this to transmute it into pleasure through pleasure. And if even this sounds a little bit too woo-woo, just think about when you have an orgasm. What is it that you experience? Relief, release, Hopefully you experience more than that, but that piece is there. So what I did, I collected all the practices that I walk myself through them. I saw my partners walking through them. I assist clients walking through them just for the past 3+ years, and arrange them into a workshop setting, right? So now why would you do that? Well, in the end of the day, all we want is to feel safe. We want to feel safe between our body, and we want to feel safe with our partners, right? It's very easy to blame on our partners. I know I've done it, right? For our own insatisfaction, or for when we are not feeling safe. And that could or could not be true. So what I want to say is, first thing first, it's our own responsibility to feel safe in our own company. That's the reason we are doing the healing first. That's the main reason. So I could feel at home all the time, with partner or without a partner, in relationship or single, no matter what. So I could feel at home. So I could feel safe to go in, safe to experience pleasure, safe to be in a conversation with anybody, safe to flirt, safe to date. All that safety is coming from here first, right? So that's one piece. And the other piece, when this is done, yes, of course, we are looking like, who's the other person that we are sharing this sacred space with, right? So it does require for both parts, or all parts, if it's multiple partners in the scenario, to feel safe between themselves. And then and only then they could hold a safe space for others. Like I look back to my relationships, and I recognize relationships, like good relationships, where I thought that I'm safe with this partner, and I was, right? I was allowed to be myself and express my sexuality until I reach a point where expressing my desires, it created a unsafe space for him, so he couldn't hold it. So then what do we do in this scenario? We are starting fighting, right? He's questioning, why do I want that? Or it's out of norm. I'm not receiving what I'm wanting because I don't trust myself. Now I question if I'm abnormal, and I start retrieving, and underneath of everything, you end up with two people unsatisfied and resenting each other and judging each other. So that's why we do the healing. We're doing it for ourselves first, so we could always feel at home no matter what. And then we are do it so we are able to resonate with and connect and deeply connect with the other person, with our partners, to hold a safe space for them to express their sexuality. I know that I created 2 spaces, right, for the queens and for the kings, just because our genitalias are functioning differently. But what I wanted to open yourself up to is that we get to let go of all the genders. And while biologically we are constructed differently, and our key points are in the different places, when it comes to healing, presence, deep connection with each other, our genders and our sexual orientations are absolutely irrelevant. What is relevant is for each and every one of us to know exactly how to get into our body, how to be present, right? To know what is it that we like and how we like it, to be very in touch, like fine-tuning in touch with our femininity and our masculinity. Then and only then we could hold the space for another person and have that deep connection with another person. So it goes beyond just sex, right? Like sex, pretty much everybody could do it. not a big deal. But how do you feel? How do you experience it in your body, in the space, and for how long and at what level this work makes the difference? So I'm very excited. I'm very excited about those spaces. And I'm so grateful for everyone that crossed my path for the past few years. I will dare to say every single day that I have contribute to this moment through the conversation, through agreement, disagreements, good connection, bad connection, everybody. I'm grateful for everyone. And I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful that I decided to go deeper on this path. And I'm grateful that I'm here still a guinea pig of, of this work. And there is so much more to discover and to be revealed. And as I go, you will know. So that's what I have for today. I do want to invite you again, open the show notes. The King's Dungeon, it's open. The Queen's Dungeon will be open in a few days. Make sure you get on a guest list. Make sure you register. I'm gonna drip little bonuses and gifts in both spaces as we go. And for now, in closing, once again, I just want to invite you to really consider to look in and start doing the inner work. And remember, healing doesn't have to be painful. In fact, there is ways in which it gets to be pleasurable. So why would you not do it, right? So let's go and do it. I'll see you in the dungeons. Cheers, everyone. And this is where we landed. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure you leave me a review to let me know. For more bear experiences, please go to simonaspark.com/bear and follow us on Instagram at simonasparkworld. I can't wait to have you back. Until then, be bear, bold, authentic, radical, expressed. See you next time.